Okay, you lovely lot. So we've come out to show you how to catch shallow on probably the coldest day in the whole wide world. It is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
But no, joking apart, I want to go through sort of like your overshotted boat rig kinds, you know, like jigger rigs and like no floats where you're allowed it, Jay.
It's new age
it's massive
fishing,
where
innit?
we are, innit?
Yeah.
Like a partridge and blundels and herringbrook.
Everywhere. Anywhere that F1 shallow fishing is done, if allowed.
I was going to say if it's allowed, because a lot of venues ban it.
Yeah, overshotting, it is simply impossible to compete by doing it. I'm going to say properly, but you know what I mean.
I was so against it, as you know. I was so against it for years and years and years. I'm like, just go out for a lovely day's fishing, but you just can't compete.
No.
You literally, it's 2, 3, 4 fish to every one of yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're missing that many bites
It's
potentially.
the efficiency, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just... Sexy rigs definitely had the day. Slow falling. When they're being moody or whatever reason, they definitely have the... You have to have... To be the best
You got a bit
F1
also.
shallow angler that you can beat, you have to incorporate both into your fishing.
So I need your top kits on mine.
And then top kits.
That's it.
Literally it is though, isn't it? I've got
Yeah, definitely.
that many top kits set up, potentially 4 overshotted ones, 5 or 6 normal ones.
Yeah.
That is the complete setup, isn't it? That
Yeah.
we already done a video, hopefully, of the... Yeah, that'll be out first, won't it? So, the conventional floats.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the overshotted element as well. For me, it's when it's really good, that's when it stands out the most.
It's not when it's like, you know, catch a couple of fish and you've got to move, is it? When
No.
you've got a lot of fish in your peg, then at a certain depth, they're not really moving. It's ridiculous, the quickness of it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm getting bites and we're going to show you about, obviously, catching a fish on them, but it's not, you wouldn't be fishing these rigs in particular on a day like this, would you?
No,
potentially.
you don't really need
maybe,
to today.
maybe later on. It'd be on like what we've done so far. But I want to show you the efficiency of it, and it's more to do with how you're laying the rig in and your feed. Feeding's everything again, folks. You've got to get that feeding right.
Yeah.
Around where you're fishing, obviously don't want to put it past it or anything like that. But then it comes down to the rigs. I've caught more today on like on my own made jiggers actually, folks, where it's like it's a lot more positive, hell of a lot more positive. Only a 2-inch hook length, but it takes more shot, and that's worth mentioning. Obviously, they're just hooking themselves against it,
It's
innit?
not just a case of how it used to be, stick a BB on and stick it in. There's refinement.
Well, you taught me about that, hadn't you, Jay? So we'll come on to that later on with the ones with no floats
We'll
on.
touch on a good bit later, yeah.
Right,
But
well,
it
let's
is.
catch some fishes.
Go on, let's go
So
straight
the first
in.
one is, I'm just going to use this one first, folks, which is the conventional jigger rig, if you like. It takes 4 number 8s. We've got a nice 4-inch hook length on there, 4 number 8s, and I've stopped it at what, sort of like 2.5 foot, something like that. But obviously, I'm looking to see where the fish are through the water. And as soon as I start, because I'm keeping my eye on this all the time, you know what I mean? So obviously, if I'm getting bites there, then I know they're a little bit shallower. That's when we can potentially come to the bolt rig with no float on, just get straight down to them a lot quicker.
When they're a bit higher up, yeah. Are they Nathan's?
They are, yeah, Nathan Lum's dibbers these are.
Play?
Yeah, they're lovely.
Yeah,
One thing that we'll mention, storing them. Either do them up on a bank, store them on your top kit like this, straight into your hard tube, or put them on them rubber foam hook lengthy spoolie things.
Oh, yeah.
know what I mean?
Had this conversation with Rich. He's the jigger
Because
expert.
on a winder, that's what happens. You don't put them on a winder, do you, Rich? They go like, see, you get like kinky line. Where's my kinky line? See it down there?
Yeah, but that straightens dead quick.
Oh yeah, it does straighten dead quick. But then, you know what I mean? It'll take a bit. But then on like, and the top, it's just a lot quicker, Jamie. It's a lot blooming quicker, mate. You know what I mean? I know what I'm talking about, folks. Right, so hooking the maggot. I'm going to always hook with all my shallow fishing, especially when I'm lowering a bait down. My maggot's always getting hooked through the side, because that's how obviously your bait's falling anyway.
Yes.
I'm not going to hook mine through the bottom or the what is it? The fat bit, is that, you reckon that's the bottom or the face?
I don't think they have eyes, do they?
No, I don't think so.
The pointy end's got to be the mouth.
The breathing things, aren't they? So what are you saying, Rich? Are you saying the breathing things? Yeah. So rig wise, we've got 0.16 main line, 0.12 up lengths, 18s SLWGs, side hooked the Maggie. Wow. Right, come on, let's do. I've not fed for a bit. You pre-baited yours and everything, didn't you?
I did. More professional than they, aren't they?
Right, so as always, folks, just before I ship out, I want to feed, so that obviously the fish are coming into that bait. And then we can ship out. Now you can treat this, you know, you can slap it over just like normal shallow fishing. But the idea is, I mean, I've not done loads of it, but obviously I have caught quite a few fish in it as well, is to try and get your hook bait, look at this swirl there, so I'm going to come back up to the top and lower it down. Just try and get your hook bait to fall at the same speed as your loose feed. All the time I'm looking to see where I'm getting them bites. I'm keeping an eye on my stop me like, what's them called? The float stoppy
Yeah,
thing.
float stop, innit?
Now, this is worth mentioning as well. Just when you let that resistance go at the bottom, just give it a few seconds, like that. Because if them fish are watching that bait all the way down, and suddenly that bait stops, we're like, whoa, 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 why has it stopped, Albert? Boom, Dave comes and gets it. You know what I mean? It's what happens, though, isn't it? It stops. It's what happens. So yeah, obviously, I don't know what it is. I reckon it might be an id.
That's an id.
You reckon ids?
Yes.
You catch the F1s, don't you?
I'll catch the F1s, you catch the ids.
I catch the second bestest fish in the world.
Yes. Is it rough?
No, mate. Nice and smooth. Love an id. Nice and
You didn't
smooth.
get on to that one.
What's he on about?
You were meant to reply, no, it's an id.
Oh, yeah. So I said that. I said to Jay before, I says, what's your id like, Jay? Is it rough? And like, no, it's not. It's an id. As in rough, the fish. It's wasted.
Anyway.
It's wasted, isn't it? Wasted. Right, so yeah, I'm happy with that, Jay. We'll go in again on that, mate.
Yes.
Are we concentrating?
That all went how you explained it.
To be fair,
I think you were
wasn't
shocked as
expecting that. I was so shocked. I'm like, oh, it's gone. What do I do? Oh, strike. Oh, I don't need to strike. It's on. Don't even need to strike, Jay.
Go on, go. So, Jiggery, I'll tell you what, a thing for me that's massive as well.
Go on, mate.
When you're lowering the jigger,
Yeah.
The vision I always have in my head, that's definitely the way it's got to be,
Yeah.
is that with that little diddy hook length, what's on that 3-inch?
I've got,
On that one?
yeah, no, 4-inch on this one.
Is it a bit bigger?
Bit more natural.
I think as you lower it,
yeah,
it is vital to try and keep that hook length straight.
mate, yeah, that's one of the things I took when you like first told me about jigging and all that a few years ago. You said like make sure your hook length's straight.
Yes.
So obviously as soon as a fish sucks that bait in, it's registering, isn't it,
on,
straight
innit?
away.
You don't want to lower it that fast
No.
that you bulk overtakes your hook length, do you?
No.
Because then it's a mess. Then it sucks it, spits it. You never know it's actually happening, and
No.
it'll look horrendous.
Yes, definitely. So all the time as well, I'm looking at my float, see if it's like, you know, giving a bit of a jig in it, because it's a jigger float, bit of a jig this way and that way. Then obviously I'm going to lift my rig out and try and catch that fish. Obviously it tells you it's shallower. So see, we had a little dink then.
Did
at
it
the bottom
again? All very deep, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're paying attention all the time to the depth that you're at when you're lowering it.
Yeah.
So you can pay attention to that area. For efficiency, I'm a big fan of, if I'm getting all my bites bottom end of it, then I race it down to the bottom end of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Race
I like
it down
that.
to where I want it, then lift it up, and then lower it slow.
So that was well shallow, but we had a swirl there before.
Yeah.
Now obviously that is where, if you're allowed, with no float on, you know, putting a shorter rig on, a shallower rig, just to get straight down to that depth, or a heavier one. Like I've got some homemade jiggers, folks. I'll show you them in a sec. But obviously it's just getting down to that depth a lot quicker, innit? You know what I mean? And again, you know, we touched on it before. Short kits.
There's a proper fish.
This, yes, it's one of yours, this one, mate. Short kits and short freeze and all that. Where's he going, Jay? Where's he going? I need to pull it, don't I? Yeah, short kits, short threes, short fours, just to stiffen everything up. Makes such a difference. I want to net you over there, but you're in the blooming way, Jamie.
Sorry, I'm ducking, I'm avoiding.
Go ahead. Yeah, beautiful F1. Beautiful F1. Oh, lovely. Right, mate, you're proud of that, aren't you?
That's perfect.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't get better than that.
Told you I listened to you. Yeah. Told you I listened to you, mate. Yeah, so I'm happy with that rig. You know what I mean? We had that one half depth. We've had one right at the bottom, that eyed. Then we had another little dink there, but then we saw the swirl and we had this one half depth, so I'm going to go shallower.
The longer you fish it, there will become a pattern, won't there? That you'll see regular. They're at this depth or whatever.
100%. I'll feed that. And
How deep would you fish that to, and deepest?
Probably. Well, I don't know. You could keep going, couldn't you? But I suppose.
I think there's a limit, mate. I think 4 foot is the
I was going
absolute.
to say 3 foot, but you reckon 4 foot?
You've gone deep, haven't you? You're on loco. You know what I mean? Honest to God.
Right, so because we've had a bite every go in so far, basically, but we've had the F1. We saw a swirl and we had it sort of half depth. I'm going to say around 16 inches. Oh, mate, Jigger's coming out now, Jay. Look at him, look at him.
Looks like
but the beauty of this is it's not
bauble.
weighted at the bottom, so I can put more shots on. And obviously we've got that 2-inch hook length, so it's so positive, and I can get down to some fish a lot quicker if I want to. It's going to show me up this one now, isn't it? I have been
bagging
catching
jigger.
most of my fish on the homemade one. You know what I mean? But again, it's just reading your peg, seeing what's happening. Let's see if we can catch one quicker on it. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen.
I'm feeling it.
So,
There's a lot more splash on that one, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, mate.
A lot more
Just
buoyancy.
get it down to that depth. And obviously, see, we had a little wobble then, so when we're bringing it back up, these are well shallow. Bring it back up and just lower it nice and slow. Same speed you think you... Oh, look at that one swirl there as well. Same speed you think your bait would be falling. See, that's going over backside. You see how the angle it's coming off at?
Yeah.
Just going to leave it there. I'm going to come back up. So I'm going to... At this stage now, you could think about, obviously, bringing your rubber stop down as well, so you don't go that deep. I know it sounds... You know what I mean, don't you?
Yes.
So obviously you're fishing a lot quicker, so you're not forcing yourself to go down to that spot every time.
No. No, G5 for me, I'm not a massive fan of a jigger for eyed.
Oh no. No.
And that's what, John, we've got 50% today, haven't we?
Yeah, you need proper go through the water, nice dead like Chianti floats, don't you?
Yes.
Them are what you need for hides. But obviously when the F1s turn up and they start like proper having it, I think that's when you...
It is. It's crazy. I can't ever get my head around it, that when you put a jigger on, unless it's a venue that's absolutely rammed, you don't catch roach.
No, you don't.
I mean, you can have a conventional, normal, slow-falling rig and you can catch a roach chuck. You put a jigger on, you don't catch any. Or you catch far, 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 far less.
You don't catch carp either.
No, you don't, do you?
Carp are a bit too clever for it, aren't they? I think carp are a bit too clever for it.
In
that swirl,
my first ever Fishermania final...
Oh, it's eating me jigger.
What was it about then? Yeah, my first fish show final, Lee.
Well,
I think you were second on the jigger.
Who? Lee.
Mark Jones' mate.
Yes, he was.
On the jigger, and that was for carp. So imagine how many carp were in that peg.
And there was, and that was in the rubbish area of the lake, wasn't it? To be fair. That was in the rubbish one.
Because that's what's feeding it. I'll actually defend you.
That was like literally that deep though, wasn't it? That was like 4 inches deep. That. What do you mean you're going to defend me? Why?
How many swirls and how solid it looks? It's because they're predominantly hide in your peg.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yes.
So I'm going to catch another one on this one. It should have been a lot quicker, but obviously you're getting down to the depth a lot quicker when you find out where they are. But literally that, so I'm going to bring this stop down because there's nothing down there now. So I'm going to bring that down so I don't force myself to go down that deep.
I did like that manoeuvre. Go on.
Why? Talk me through it, Jay.
Why just have it so it's there in case you need
to?
Yeah,
because the last few, and like we've seen them swirl, so I don't go down that deep. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've got a way of thinking. What does he know?
Look.
Oh, it's tangled. Oh, it's tangled.
All right.
Right. Look, see, swirl again there. So that was literally 4 inches deep. That last one.
Is it really shallow?
There you go.
Wow.
See the proper shallow. I know what I'm on about,
That
Jamie.
was a big one, that as well.
I know what I'm on about. So the reason I brought that stop down is so I'm not wasting time. So it just stops. Yeah. So I know I'm not going to force myself and go down too deep. But you can potentially see how quick this is, folks. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yes.
When you get them going on it, it's unbelievable.
This is good enough now to outscore a rig. A conventional rig, isn't it?
Definitely.
It's revving up a bit now, but it's getting a bit solid.
What we've got to pay attention to is obviously the fish that you're catching. When it's F1s over eyed, conventional rig floats on, it's brilliant for that. But when the F1s rock up and they're so fast biting, you can't beat this, can you?
No, overshotting or jiggering in it. I think I'd go with overshotting before I went jiggering.
What, with no floating, you mean?
Yeah, what would make me do what?
Or even
jiggers,
you're in like dibber or your little dibber, that's with a little bulk on. That would work really well, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? But again, you're stuck at that depth, aren't you, all the time?
Yeah.
Whereas with the jigger, you can search it. Definitely. Now, one more on this, and we're going to go on with a no float one. We've got to do no float one, haven't we? Once we know what depth they're at. Bit of noise. Go on.
Cool.
Nice and slow. That was a
little
wobble then, wasn't it? My maggot over. Is that tangled?
What's gone on there, yeah.
Oh, it's tangled. Stop it, homemade jiggers. It's only a little babby tangle, it's because I slapped it. It's one of your knots in here, Jay.
Granny knot?
One of your granny knots in there, mate. Let's just get that out.
Yeah, saw that the other day on the Matrix page as well, Richard.
What's that?
Not telling you. Abusing me, money.
He has been a bit abusive today, to be fair.
He's got horrible, hasn't he?
So again, get some bait in.
Changed man since he had COVID, hasn't he?
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Thinks he's invincible now, isn't it?
Right, I'm not going to slap it this time. Just going to leave it up there and lower. Lower, lower, lower. Go on. There's another little wobble then. They're well
They're
shallow,
very,
aren't they?
very high, aren't they? It amazed me today how it's freezing and the fish are really, really, really high when they come in your peg, aren't they?
Yeah. Leave it there. Yeah, definitely.
Which I think that's bad for a jigger. I think it loses effectiveness when they're in the top foot of water just because your line's not tight and it's just not right. Jiggers for me is 2 foot plus. There's a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that
Yeah,
one.
good, get in, look.
Fell off. What if you falling off ones today, haven't we? Why are we falling off today, Jay?
So hooks, have you done all that already? Hooks and that in your rigs?
Hooks, yeah.
What you're in the same as me now, aren't you? That hooking is better than banding.
Oh, massive, yeah.
So,
I can't remember last time I banned like a maggot or anything like
do you think
that.
we're just being lazy though?
I don't know, because I like to change the bait anyway, so even if I have got that maggot on, you know, try and catch multiples of fish.
Yeah, you'd rather change it now.
I can't
with
be doing
maggots,
with it.
yeah.
It proper bothers me, mate. I'm not
Would you
changing
ban the
bait.
caster though?
Oh, 100%.
You'd never hook a caster?
Never hook
Wouldn't
caster. No. Never hook a caster. Look at that.
There, it's them, dude. They must be eyed.
They're well shallow. I might just bring the stop knot down and fix it at 3 inches.
That's great. A
Just
pike
keeps-
bug, the ultimate rig to miss bites on.
Look at that. Just keep slapping. That's ridiculous, that, isn't it?
That's an id, that one.
Looks like a nid. But yeah, no, banding caster, banding a red pellet.
Oh yeah, that's worth a shout. We haven't done that yet this year.
No, mate, it's not been blooming warm.
Not been good enough, has it? But yeah, a red pellet within. That's a caster thing though. I'd never fish a red pellet in maggots, but I would
No.
in casters.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty wide though.
So let's go on to. So obviously you've seen how them jiggers work. You know, just keep working it through, keeping an eye on this, and then keeping an eye on your float and everything. When you get them wobbles, just get straight down to them a lot quicker. Let's go on to the deeper one, Jay. Now this is where
Fixture.
he's fixed me basically, folks. As I say, come along and he says, Andrew, what is that? Now, I only stopped using the BB last week. No, a couple of years ago, I stopped using BBs and went to a line of sort of 6 or 7 number 8s or something like that. But always with all my shot down here. And this fella here's come along today, he's like, Andrew, get them off. So the deeper you go, the more shots you have on, but they're all spaced evenly up the line.
Yeah, I'd say a number 8 for every 6 inch.
And the difference,
Just nicer, isn't it?
it's just ridiculous, the difference. I couldn't believe it. And then on the other one, my shallow one, I've literally just got 2 number 8s on that one, but it's set at probably, 14 inches or something. So let's go on this one again. I'm going to side hook a maggot. If I can get it on. My hands are free. I can't even hook a blooming maggot. My hands are that cold.
Very chilly.
Right, side hook a maggot. Let's go, 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 go. Get some bait in. Right, so I'm going to do it the normal way, what you said, in that I'm going to slap it over, but keep it. So really, it's like you'd have a float on.
Yeah,
In that we're slapping it over, holding a tight line, but pole tip right low to the water.
It is just a rig, innit? And instead of your
Yeah.
float moving, your elastic moves, and when your elastic moves, the fish is on, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously, there's very few venues that allow you to do this, isn't there? But all you have to do it, if you're allowed to overshot but have to have a float,
Yeah,
then you just have this rig that's overshot to 3B8 float or a 4B10 float with,
definitely.
you know what I mean? It only has to take a number 8 extra, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
And it creates a slowish falling rig,
look
but
at
with
that.
self-hooking properties. Yeah, that rig's
So-
about 12 inches too deep in it.
Yes, already you can see that this rig's too deep. They're not coming for that, you know, well, I suppose 3 number 8s through the water, it's going to fall a bit too quick anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've gone back to more or less what I was doing before on the jigger, you know, lowering it in that way. But there's nowhere near as much resistance.
No.
And obviously the fish come in, but they're not feeling the resistance and potentially spitting that hook back out at you. I'm convinced I've gone through with this.
Yeah, I think you have. They're very, very, very high.
Okay,
Look.
you can see how shallow they are. So we know straight away that that's not right. So I'm going to come on to the shallow one. One thing we haven't touched on yet is tapping and all that, Jay, innit? I'm a massive believer in tapping. Obviously slapping, but again, it's fishery rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most will ban tapping, but they'll allow slapping, won't they? But where tapping's allowed,
Most F1 ones allow tapping, don't they?
yeah, I don't know.
Can't think of many F1 tapping venues where it's banned.
Yeah, but if you allow that, then obviously, like this is going to be allowed, isn't it? With no floats and everything.
Not. Well, tapping, it's like tapping's tapping your pole.
Yeah,
slapping
getting
your rig over,
down
but
here, Rich. Are you zoomed in there? You zoomed in there. So tapping is basically tapping your pole, lifting your rig out, and then just lowering it. Imagine if you went there and then just lowering it down into the noise. And obviously the F1s, well, all fish basically, apart from carp,
Yeah.
they'll home in on that noise. And obviously slapping is where you're slapping the rig over, holding a tight line so it's falling through nice and natural. Did you like that explanation? You like that? Good, that, wasn't it? Right, come on, let's get on this one. I reckon we'll catch on this one because it's a lot shallower.
Yes.
So, little babby rig. Whack it, look at that there. Little babby rig. Whack it over. And we're going to put it straight in the water at first, see what happens. Whack it over.
Carps.
Is that a carp over there?
Yeah, all carps seem to be on the far bank today, don't they?
So that's not working. So I'm going to go for lowering it down from like very, very shallow. Just the same speed you think your maggot or, well, whatever bait you're feeding, it'd be falling. But this time, I'm going to do a little bit of tapping as well. Down, 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 but I'm not going to feed this time. I'm going to see if they're coming to that noise. You see what I'm doing? I'm tapping the pole and lifting the rig straight up into that noise. Obviously that noise is mimicking your bait going in. But they want maggots today. Look at that swirl just past it then.
Just past it. The stage you're in now, how it's gone weird.
Yeah.
This for me is the downfall of overshotting.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
that when you lose touch with the fish because you've not got as many in your peg or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to get back in touch with them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Without having a conventional rig that you can see liners and.
Yeah, obviously,
else on.
like here we go.
That's an
So then, you know, the normal traditional floats, you can hold your tight line, you can tell where the fish are, can't you? And even on that, I mean, don't get me wrong, folks, we're fast forwarding everything, aren't we, Jim?
Yes, of course we are.
If I was in a match, I'd still be on that jigger one because I was happy with that. We're getting bites, I could see where the fish were. But what I'm saying is, or what we want to get across to you, is when they do rock up, like it's methods like this that are so quick, innit?
Yes, frightening.
I mean?
This one in particular, flipping it.
Oh,
When they go on this, it's horrendous, isn't it? You can catch an F1 a minute, if not faster.
Yeah, faster. Well, as fast as you can
Yeah, you
get the fish in, unhook it, ship it out again.
That's the slowest bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
when it used to be good and this used to work, you used to ship out, slap your pole on the water and start shipping back. It'd be that quick when they're eating.
It's nuts, mate. I mean, the trouble we've got today is we're like out trying to put bait on because it's that blooming cold. Now, we'd be no good in matches today.
No.
I'm going to catch another one this. I'm going to go back on Jigger. I quite like that Jigger.
That was working the best, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's mad how shallow they've come. How cold it is as well. Imagine like a little babby dipper in this, mate. Oof. Wellying it in. Go on, go on.
You're getting no twitches. You're watching that line all
Watching
the time.
the line.
Aren't you?
You're
You're not watching the pole tip. It's the line you're watching to see if it flicks or whatever else to see if one's been above where it was.
Watch that line all the time. It's foul up this one.
Is it?
There we go. He's fell off. Yeah, watch that line all the time. Just to see any indications. I could see me another number 8 start again. I'm going to watch that for any twitches or anything like that. Just go all the way down to the bottom. Come up into your bait. Lower it down. There you go.
It's steady.
Just.
I don't know about
lovely
you.
steady fishing.
I'm always guilty when it's like this of wanting to catch too fast.
I know, but you don't realise how quick you are catching
It
the
is,
size
isn't
of
it?
the meat as well, isn't it? You know
If
what
you
I
were
mean?
catching this fast on the bottom, you would feel like you were absolutely emptying it. But when you sat there with that just tight line doing nothing, time like seems to go slow and you think I've been here ages, but in retrospect you haven't. You're putting an F1 in the net every 2 or 3 minutes here, which is
definitely.
You couldn't do it doing anything else.
No.
You couldn't fish on the bottom and do it, could you?
No, it'd be too slow. Miles too slow. Right, we're going to go back on Jigger. Again,
on Jigger.
That one's come good now, and we're changing. Why are we changing, Jay, when one comes good? Can't help it, can we? Can't help it.
Are you leaving that stop where it is, or are you going to move it up?
I'm going to move it up a bit now.
It's annoying me being there.
You don't like that, do you?
No, I don't like it.
I know exactly what you mean. Obviously, why would you limit yourself? Because that's what the Jigger's for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going down to that depth. But you can understand it from my perspective, can't you? You can't, can you? He's not having it, folks. I know what I mean. You know what I mean, don't you, Rich?
It's sort of the same as.
All right, stop it, the pair of you. I know what.
He's happy, leave him.
But
He's
if I had it that day, I'd want to go down to it every time rather than lift it halfway. I wouldn't be able to stop
just
myself.
Don't.
I wouldn't be able to stop myself. I've got it. That's where it is. I've got to go down to it. I've got to go down to it.
Finish on a jigger fish.
Finish on the jigger fish. Go on the jigger. On the homemade, not any jigger fish, Jamie.
And Andy made jiggers.
Here we go. Andy made jiggers. AM jiggers. Come on. Oh, look at them swirls. See, I've got to go down to it. I can't stop. I've got to go down to it. Whereas before, I would have been up by. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. There's one down there. All right.
Wouldn't have had that.
Stop it, Jamie. Stop it, Rich. I wouldn't have had that one. But no, hopefully that's been a good insight into, you know, obviously the sort of more self-hooking boat rigs, you know, real positive styles of fishing.
Yeah.
And it just, you've seen how quick it is.
How selective this has been interesting as well. When I was doing it, when I did shallow with normal rigs, I reckon I caught 50-50 eyes and F1s, which you only
where
caught
it's been-
one id.
Yeah.
It's very much a species, a selective thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But as soon as you put that heavy shot on,
And I think
don't
like,
like it.
yeah, obviously when they rock up proper, you just miss too many bites off them F1s, don't you?
Yeah.
Whereas that style of fishing, you can't miss them. They just come in, suck your bait in, and they're on. You know what I mean? Literally nothing, because you're tight to your rig all the time. But obviously it'll have its disadvantages when it's a little bit harder. That's when, you know, traditional floats come in. But more often than not, the times of year, it's more advantageous to use that kind of floats or like them kind of rigs
once it gets
where
good,
you're allowed.
definitely. It is. The biggest message needs to be able to incorporate both ways,
Yeah.
both conventional shallow fishing and overshotting into your fishing.
So basically, your rig's on my side tray, vice versa, innit?
how
You
it
just
needs to
need
be.
everything set up.
Yeah, I've everything covered for on the day and become the ultimate F1 shallow specialist.
And draw a flyer.
Yeah, that's pretty important as well. As always, thank you very much everyone for watching, but please do not forget to like and subscribe, and we will notify you any time of our craziness on the bank is coming to you.